Hey guys, this is Dragon Monk Goku bringing you a deck review. Today we're going to be talking about Spike Brothers again. I've been talking about Spike Brothers a lot lately, and that's because I just finally got the rest of my singles in the mail and finally able to build up a full list. This isn't my final list, but I built a very basic list to kind of show you guys kind of a good deck construction or a good starting point. I'm going to call this the prototype, as later on I might post my own personal deck reviews and my own deck lists, and this may not be the final product. And after playing a few games with them, I definitely think there are things that need to be changed. But let's start off with our starting Vanguard. Our starting Vanguard is Mecha Trainer, which is literally Lizard Soldier Conroe from Kagero. You know, Lizard Soldier Conroe being one of the best starting Vanguards in the game because you get to search out your valuable assets to help you set up consistently. And with Mecha Trainer, you can search out your Deadly Dans or your Wonder Boys or even your Null Shields. And it kind of gives you a really good starting point. You get to consistently get the things you want and set up, and that's really important with Spike Brothers, is your late game combos are very important. Next up we have our triggers. We have 8 criticals, 4 draws, 4 heals. These are the only triggers released for Spike Brothers right now, but I'll be honest, these feel really right. Stand triggers I don't think would be utilized as well in Spike Brothers, considering that you're cycling out your units so quickly, and I don't think you'd really get the most out of them. The draws are really nice because it helps you get the units you need and the defense for in-between rounds, not to mention the cards you need for your combos. The criticals put a lot of pressure on your opponent and force a lot of guards. Not to mention this critical states that you can put it into your soul and flip one of your damage face up, which is really nice if you're trying to get your combos off. Your Deadly Dan needs 2 counter blast, your Mecha Trainer needs 1, things like that. Really useful. 4 heal, fairly basic. Next we're going to start with our grade 1s. To start off, we're going to talk about Deadly Dan. Deadly Dan helps you set up these combos. You can superior call grade 3s early game, or call in the cards you need to pull off the combos late game to get 4 to 5 hits. And now 4 to 5 hits being, a lot. Spike Brothers can max out around 7 or 8, but that's really if everything goes right. Deadly Dan really helps out with the consistency, helps you pull off the combos. The only issue is his 4,000 attack. Now 4,000 isn't too bad when you consider General Sinfried gets to boost plus 3k when boosted by Spike Brother, so it makes him a pretty good booster with Siegfried. Not to mention Devil Summoner only has 7k, so this will boost him up to the 11 to start harassing bigger vanguards and rear guards. We have 4 Wonder Boy, standard 8k booster. Really nice, puts a lot of pressure on your opponent, especially early game. You can harass their vanguards and rear guards, and a good boost is really going to hit those magic numbers and help you out in the long run. We have Cyclone Blitz. Cyclone Blitz I'm kind of up in the air on. His ability is Counterblast 1. When this unit attacks, if you have a Spike Brothers Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets plus 3,000 till the end of battle. Again, I just kind of needed another booster for now. Just really trying it out, and I don't know if he'll make it into my final list, but I really have to weigh my options. Next, we have Cheergirl Marilyn, our standard Null Shield. I have 3 of them in the deck. 3 being a good number, 4 for highly defensive. I know the meta calls for 3 to 4, and I know that also a lot of lists have been running 4 lately because of the Soul Saver combos. Really helps with your defense and to hold off those big attacks. I find 3 to be a good number, very consistent, and you'll have them usually when you need them. Not to mention you can call them with Mecha Trainer and put them into your hand, so that really helps out. Next we have our grade 2 lineup. We have 3 high-speed Bracky. I know a lot of lists I've seen run 4. I feel 3 is a good number because you're cycling them in your deck so often that you'll call them fairly consistently. You'll have them when you need them, not to mention they're a 9k, so you can keep them on the field and still harass things like Berserk Dragon, Blaster Blades, and other utility creatures that don't have the 10k mark. And if you really need to, you can Soul Blast to get the plus 5,000, and boosted with anything from Deadly Dan to Wonder Boy, you can hit those magic numbers, really put a lot of pressure on your opponent, and force a lot of shields, which frees up your other cards for attacks. I have 3 Treasure Black Panther. Now, I actually really liked 3, it's a 10k intercept, and it's really useful. It kind of walls your opponent a little bit if they have lower attack rear guards, and all in all, it's going to help you put pressure on your opponent without having to boost it. 2, Panzergale. Panzergale boosts very well with Wonder Boy, hitting the 16 magic number, and it is a 10k interceptor. So that's gonna help you get your field presence, really wall your opponent, and in between turns they're gonna really have to either focus it down if they don't want that extra 10k shield, or use abilities to pop it off, passively saving your other vanguards and rear guards. Devil Summoner. I only have 2 in this deck, and to be honest, I might try a third. Probably wouldn't push a fourth. Devil Summoner states that when this unit is placed on Vanguard or Rear Guard, reveal the top card of your deck. If the revealed card is a Grade 1 or Grade 2 Spike Brothers, call it to rear. If not, shuffle your deck. Now, this kind of stinks when you reveal a trigger or Grade 3, but you have to think, about 50% of the deck is Grade 1s and 2s, and this is really going to help because when you place them down, look at the top card of your deck. If it's a Grade 1 or 2, place it down. It's really going to help your field presence. You're not losing anything from hand except the Devil Summoner. So, more often than not, you're going to see that you will be able to call 2 units at once without losing too much from your hand. It gives you a really good card advantage. And it's really going to help your field presence and put a lot more pressure on your opponent, because as you're gaining more cards for less cards, your opponent has to fight to keep up, and they're going to have to, call more things from their hands and thin it down, freeing you up for your bigger attacks and combos later. And lastly, we have our Grade 3s. Pretty standard Grade 3 lineup for Spike Bros. We have 3 Juggernaut Maximum, 3 General Sinfried, and 3 Skydiver. These are the main cards that pull off the big combos and are really going to help you out. Juggernaut Maximum is basically a beefed up high-speed Bracky. Same exact ability, except it has an 11k base. So you can harass with it very well at other 11ks, and when the time is right, pop off the ability, boost at 5,000. If you boost with something like Wonder Boy, you're boosting for 23, which is a great number. Works really well if you put a critical on him, say your Siegfried is blocked, or they pop that null shield. You can put on the critical, boost them to 25, and they're either going to have to throw down a lot of shields to block him or take the big hit, which is really nice. Skydiver is very interesting. You'll find your opponent will block him the most, because when this card hits, you may put him into your soul. If you do, choose a Spike Brother from your hand and call it to rear. Very powerful ability. It helps you attack with that space more. You can get, this is what helps you get those 4 to 5 hit combos, because you're cycling this out. And say you cycle this out for your Devil Summoner. You place down the Devil Summoner, and the Devil Summoner can potentially call another unit, and that's really going to put a ton of pressure on your opponent, because you will be attacking more than 3 times, which is usually what they're prepared for. But really great combos. I have a combo video up. Check it out. I just kind of set up a little combo to just show you kind of the devastating power that the Spike Brothers can bring. Next up, we have, last but not least, this is our big hitter, General Siegfried. You're going to want him as your Vanguard, probably 100% of the time if you can do it. When this unit is boosted by Spike Brothers, it gets plus 3,000. This makes Dudley Dan a usable booster and boosts up Wonder Boy to 11k. You're going to hit that 22 mark, hitting with Siegfried, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on your opponent. Not to mention his other ability, when this unit's drive check reveals a Grade 3 Spike Brothers, you may call it to an open rear. This means if you reveal a Juggernaut Maximum, Skydiver, or even another General Siegfried, you get to call it to an open rear guard slot and attack once more. Again, Spike Brothers is all about cycling out your units to free up space for more units to call to the field and to pull off chain combos. And this is going to put a lot of pressure on your opponent, and it's going to whittle down their shields very early, and it'll allow for a great late game push, especially with Dudley Dan, who can call the Skydiver to set the combo off. The deck syncs very well. Very great theme. It's a lot of fun. You'll find it actually, the football theme is very fitting. You're setting up your plays, you're playing defensively in between rounds, and you're kind of pushing the field until you can finally score the touchdown, I guess you can say. I guess last but not least, this deck, I would say, is not entirely a beginner's deck. If you're just getting into Vanguard, I wouldn't say stay clear, but I'd just say it takes a little bit more advanced play and preparation, and a lot more field organization. You have to be very aware of your surroundings and what's going on, because if you just keep playing down units blindly, you're going to find that it's going to trip you up, you're not going to get these big plays off, and it's going to hurt you overall. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Rate, comment, subscribe. If there's anything else you'd like me to do, let me know. Try to be very responsive, and I hope you guys enjoy. I have a couple of vids up for Spike Brothers as well. I have combos, you can see them below, combos, and rulings and FAQs, because a lot of their wording has been kind of tripping people up, and so I just kind of wanted to clarify some things so you guys can get the full effectiveness of this army, or clan. So, hey guys, have fun, keep building, and I'll see you next time.